So this gardening adventure has been just such a learning experience for me, and so I made a lot of mistakes so far, but I've learned from them, which I think kind of we can all relate to. So one of the biggest mistakes I made was I started all of my seeds this year too early. Has that happened to anybody else? I read all the charts, I got my, my last frost date. I kind of understood all that, but yet I still started them so early. And I ended up with, my plants are huge and I can't even put them out yet. For probably 3 more weeks, which is a long time. So I have a ton of these peppers here. Not yet. The sweet peppers are growing like crazy, and I'm ending up with flowers, which I think I need to get rid of because they're still in these 4-inch pots. My tomato plants are giant. I'm just about to take some outside. And then I've had just some trouble getting my hot peppers to grow, which I understand is probably just because hot peppers take a long time to grow. So I think that's probably okay. Beautiful day today, unseasonably warm. I want to show you guys what I'm trying to do in this backyard. So we last year we had the in-ground beds there, and then we added these 2 wooden raised beds. We have the trellis. We put the trellis in at the end of the season, and this was just all grassy, weedy. Ugh. So we got a big shipment from Chip Drop, and we're gonna bring all these wood chips in here to kind of get rid of some of the grass, so we don't have to mow around all the pods. I've got some grow bags, and these are amazing. These are from Bootstrap Farmer. It's like an instant raised bed, so that's really fun. I'm waiting for some beets to come up out of there. I've got some broccoli in there. I've got spinach growing finally, and then I've got a green stalk there. I was able to get this cold frame that's basically falling apart, but it's been really great because I can kind of use this as a greenhouse and put some of my starts in here that kind of like the heat. So those are my hot peppers, and that's been really helpful to have them out here. But this thing is kind of falling apart, and I don't know how to. Part of the problem is I'm not very handy. But anyway, I want to do a quick garden tour to show you what it looks like now, and then it'll be fun to chronicle this throughout the summer. I have these 2 fig trees, and I watched a YouTube video on how to prune it, and I pruned it, and I'm really excited. Oh goodness, stop it. I'm really excited that these are starting to bud. And I got this section over here that probably will eventually be hot peppers. My son put a ton of the gravel in there, and I got some garlic back there. My little rain catcher. And then I put some things in here. I put some strawberry roots in here, so hopefully these will start growing. And so I was talking about the mistakes I made. So the first mistake was I started things too early. The second mistake I made this season is I got a 50-50 soil compost mix, which sounds like a really good idea, and it probably was. This is all broccoli and cauliflower. So, that I got it from a local nursery, had it delivered, and it was too hot. So I planted my broccoli and cauliflower in it, and I should have known better. I should have known I needed to amend it, but for whatever reason, I guess I just got pumped about it. We filled all the beds. We topped off these in-ground beds. We topped off the ones from last year, and we added it all into grow bags, and it was just too hot. And so I planted a bunch of seeds in there, and none of them germinated. And then I put my cauliflower and broccoli that I've been babying for months inside, and I stuck them in the ground, and then they just didn't really do that well. And I was like, what the heck? So, I went to the internet, some of my gardening groups, and people were like, I think it's probably too hot. And I knew it was. So I added in, and again, like, I'm like sort of winging this, not really knowing if I got the recipe right, but I added some perlite, and I added some worm castings, and I added some peat moss. And now I feel like they look pretty good. And I'm having some things, I replanted the peas and stuff, and they're coming up. So I think I dodged that bullet, but it is hard. It's hard to figure out. It's hard to think of everything when you're a new gardener, even though you read a ton, because I read a ton, and I follow some really amazing people on YouTube. I still made a lot of mistakes. So one of the things I decided to do, starting in April, is I am getting off of all my normal social media outlets. Facebook and Instagram is the ones I use the most, and I'm completely turning that off. And part of it is because I feel like I feel a little bit trapped by them, and there's all these rules, that you have to. I have my own business, and so there's all these rules that you have to post at certain times, and you have to say certain things, and the algorithms and the hashtags and all that. And I just feel like, I'm just trapped there. And, I should be able to run my business in any way I want. So I am kicking it old school. I'm going to still work my business, with people in person. It's still really important to me, but I'm all done kind of being trapped by social media, and then like tracking everything I do on social media is like really bothersome to me. I feel like it's in a way kind of giving up part of your freedom. So I'm cutting the cord, and I'm just going to use YouTube instead, and not so much so that I can I can necessarily grow my business on YouTube, but I want to chronicle this journey that I'm on, sort of breaking free of social media, learning more about being independent. I'm learning about how to grow my own food, and I'm kind of a wannabe homesteader. I live in a suburban neighborhood with kind of a small yard, but as you saw, I'm growing a lot of stuff, and I'm going to try to do that. So I want to chronicle that and share that with you, especially if any of you are new gardeners, or you're struggling with trying to find your place in this really strange time we're living in. Social media is not really that healthy, and I'm finding that I'm all done. I just want to take myself back. And anyway, so hopefully you guys will find that pretty interesting. And even if you don't, I think I'm gonna find it really interesting, and I wanna kind of have a video chronicle of how that looks for me, this summer.